Yeah, the beer joints that offered the stronger stuff were across political lines from the town. That was very, very common in Ohio anyway, back in that era where if you were 18, you could drink 3.2% beer, and you had to wait till you were 21 to have the so-called real stuff, up to 6% beer. But the more cynical beer drinkers always thought it was from the same vat anyway. On either end of Lodi, just over the line, sat roadhouses that offered high beer and liquor. Both were on the heavily used US Route 42, connecting travelers from Cleveland to Central Ohio and Cincinnati prior to construction of Interstate 71. On Lodi's north end was a tavern for local salt-of-the-earth folk. It was called Lee's 6%. I guess you can understand why when you see the 6% up on the sign over the front door. It's a lit sign making a very clear statement of its attraction. On the south side, a bungalow of a commercial building tucked under a grove of hardwoods just off of a bend in 42. The only clue of its presence was a roadside neon sign, Shady Glen. As one approached, down the driveway, bright red and yellow tubular lights along the eaves above the windows offered a festive appearance. This is where the younger set of natives drank. One of its claims to fame was when Hollywood idol Tyrone Power had stopped to rest to break up his travel. The other claim was the lax inspection of IDs that could affirm one's legal age. Unlike Dad, Mom liked getting out among the townsfolk upon occasion, at least to loosen her elbow and tip a few. Dad didn't mind as long as she didn't drive alone. So once I had my license, I was recruited as her designated driver. I remember escorting her only once to Lee's 6%, and it turned fortuitous. She engaged with a couple that owned the dry cleaning laundromat next door, just as he was in search for a delivery driver, and I passed the interview on the spot. He hired me to drive his van around after school and paid quite well, until I ruined the transmission trying to pull a wheelie. But I digress. When Mom discovered Shady Glen, she fell into her element. Always gregarious, the drinking environment stimulated her sociability. I was there to assure nobody got the wrong idea of her intentions, to keep things safe. I'd see older brothers of some of my classmates, and they seemed to welcome me into their world of adultness. After Dad's passing, Mom's choices turned to white wine and eventually seltzers. Upon her visits to Columbus, our meals and lounging with my wife were opportunities to lower. I should have edited that.
Should what?
Well, this was intended, it's typed to read to a general public audience. And that just sounds so awkward.
What does it say?
My wife. Upon her visits to Columbus, our meals and lounging with Sharon and I were opportunities to lower the generational formalities, to my chance to get to know her on another level. I suspect I couldn't tap into her feelings, nor mine, with the inhibition blocking effect of wine. We became friends until the sundown of dementia drew her away.